Lovely. Now we're going to move on to using Google Gemini. So we've already done some videos on OpenAI. Now it's time to talk about what Google has on offer. They were, I think, I'm right in saying, kind of one of the big providers that came out with a multimodal AI model. And what's so nice about their API endpoints is that they are typically considerably cheaper, or have at least in the past been considerably cheaper to run compared to OpenAI and the likes of Anthropic and others. The other thing to mention about them is that they also were the first to provide like a million token context window, which meant that you can pass like hundreds of images within one prompt, as well as like I think up to 45 minutes of video. It's kind of crazy. So it really is, they have a range of different models. So Gemini 1.5 is when we really started to get interested in them, all the way now to Gemini 2.5. They have two types of models. They have a Flash and a Pro. So their naming and conventions are a little bit more simpler compared to OpenAI's offerings. In summary, Flash, it's kind of in the name. They're quick. They're still good, but they're not fantastic, but they are really quick. And the Gemini Pro are, I think, like an order of magnitude more expensive, a little bit slower, but far more comprehensive. So for things like text extraction, which we're going to cover now, Gemini Flash is absolutely completely capable of extraction and some categorization and data augmentation. So yeah, really well placed for those types of tasks and very cheap to do so. So we're pleased that we built a couple of different transformers to kind of support Google Gemini Vision. So the transformer that we've most recently kind of been revising, we've done a fair few revisions on it. This one actually supports input of video as well. And that's something that Siobhan's been playing about with quite a bit recently. That one is really powerful. We also actually even used it for some transcription services as well, which was yeah, surprisingly powerful as well. So yeah, take a look at these different transformers, and I'll now hand over to Siobhan, who will give you a little bit of a demo as to text extraction using Gemini Flash.
Perfect. Thanks, Oliver. Cool. So in this first example with Google Gemini today, we'll be looking at extracting text from an image. In this case today, we're looking at an image of a receipt that's been taken. It's not a perfect picture of a receipt, but equally AI is just as good at extracting the text from it still. It might be an old PDF report, an old screenshot, historic documents. The text might not be very clear, but you'll see AI is still very good at doing that OCR, or optical character recognition, to extract text from almost any image. Quite powerful. So let's open up this workspace and have a look at our receipt. So in this first one up here, just going to hit run.
Oh, I forgot to mention, this one does require an API key, right? But you can, with a Google account, you can set up an API key for free, and there is a free tier. So if you go to, what's it called? I think it's Google AI Studio. Once you get there, you get the ability to generate an API key, and then you can take that and utilize it directly within this transformer.
So here we've got an API key in here, and a quick look at our image, just so we know what we're working with. So we got an image from Dishoom in London. So you can see it's things in the way, the lighting's a bit funky, but it's still able to, in this case, as we're asking it to extract the phone number and the company name from that receipt. Again, the JSON extractor, we can extract those as two attributes, and then simple as that, we've got our restaurant name and the phone number if we wanted to give them a call. So in that first one, we're simply just getting the AI to pull and extract that text from the image. And the second one, we're asking it to do a bit more. So not only do we want it to read the image and read the text, but we also then want it to go on and augment that data and categorise it for us. So in this prompt, we are asking it to extract the names of the food and drink items on the list, and then tell us what type of food it is. So is it a food, or is it a beverage, or is it something else completely? How much did that item cost, and then how many of each item were purchased as well. Again, using the JSON fragmenter this time to extract those attributes, and then like that we have our names of our items from the restaurant. It tells us if they are drinks or food, how much they cost, and how many were purchased.
And what's so cool about this is we've noticed on the data augmentation, so adding the drink or the food, when we ran this with Google Gemini 1.5, there was a couple that it got wrong. I think it was probably some of the cocktails that we were drinking.
Yeah.
But in later models, so Gemini Flash 2 and 2.5, it's got them correct. So you can see that these newer models are starting to really improve in terms of the quality. And yeah, really decent results out of this type of process, and something that obviously you can't do with the likes of Tesseract OCR. And it's very cheap to do this type of process. I mean, this literally, it costs less than 1 cent to do these types of extractions. Really very powerful and very cheap to do.